Yeah, I have to credit Patrick with a lot of it because he had a real shape of the story in mind when he came to us, and based on this kind of roadmap that he had laid out for us, we based the songs on that. So the songs are based on real situations that James and Lena are experiencing. And so we'd kind of have to write within these creative constraints, this is a song about this moment in their relationship, and this is where they're at. They're together, they're not together, one feels like this, one feels like that. So having all of these parameters predetermined by Patrick was really, really helpful because we were able to dive right in to, we had context from which to write from, which was super, super helpful. So I really credit Patrick with a lot of that, definitely.
So Tim, why do you think James kept so protective to avoid jumping to the next step in terms of love or whatever?
Oh, yeah, it's
Because
yeah, I
because of the
think
mother, or
yeah, I think that's a part of it. I think that honestly he's worried that I think there's a lot of, reasons that he's telling himself, about the band and about, it will be complicated, and there's definitely some merit to that. But I think the real reason is he's terrified. I think he's really scared of, he's never felt this way about someone before, and he loves Lena so much that he doesn't want to lose her, and he's doesn't believe in himself necessarily in the same way that she believes in herself, or the way that she believes in him. And he's scared that he's just going to mess it up and not get it right. Um, so I think that's where he's at for a lot of the film, is that it's too frightening for him until at the end it kind of all boils over and they can't help but say what they feel at the very end.
it's really cool. But wait, so the film and your life is kind of similar, not similar, but I guess you're touring, you're uh playing around in terms of concerts and stuff, or
Yeah, no, it's yeah, I know we did a whole trip a while back too, where we went to New York to play, and we went to Nashville, we went to Florida, and we were doing film festivals, and it really became kind of like, it really became a lot like the film, the amount of time that the team was spending together, and it really, the band became real, and suddenly the band is a real, you can go on Spotify and listen to the songs, and suddenly it's yeah, the lines definitely get blurred pretty quickly, definitely.
and was how satisfying was it for you to use all your skills, acting, singing, composing, arguing with people?
Yeah. Um, it was incredibly satisfying. I mean, to me, that was the real dream come true, because when you're a young actor, you're auditioning, especially coming from theater school, you're doing plays and you're playing, bigger roles, and then you get into the real world and you're auditioning, with one-liners for cable TV shows and stuff like that. And so I think a lot of the reason that we wanted to make this film was because we just wanted to, there were roles that we really wanted to play. I always wanted to play, music in a film. I always wanted to be in kind of a romantic coming of age film. I really have connected with those films over the years and have been a big part of my life. And, during between the pandemic and the strikes, with the industry really struggling, and a lot of projects not getting off the ground, we just kind of decided, what if we just did it ourselves? What if we made the movie that we always wanted to be in when we were kids?